Yo, what is up guys, Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video. And in today's video guys, I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips on how to survive the level 40 RAGNA break boss. So I've noticed that the level 40 Altered Davi has been giving people a ton of trouble, including myself, on surviving on autoplay as well as manual play, as it's been pretty tough facing her with the death heal on her slide skill. So as you can see here on the screen right now, we have Altered Davi's level 40 skills. So we can see here her slide skill, Renaissance of Darkness, deals damage to 3 enemies, priority highest HP, and 100% chance to inflict death heal. Amount recovered by target is converted to the same amount of damage, except for certain effects, to 3 enemies, priority lowest HP, and grant reflect, returns 10% of damage taken, cancelled after 60 seconds, or upon receiving 10 attacks to self for 14 seconds long. So essentially, her slide skill will give you guys trouble on fever mode as well as just basic attacking, even if you have healing on your units. But there are actually a few ways to counter this death heal as well as reflect, so I'll give you guys a few tips starting now. Alright guys, so a few suggestions that I have for your team comp will actually be to incorporate the new unit Light Beam Mona, as her slide skill actually is very helpful for this raid. So you can see here her slide skill, I only have her uncapped to +2, but these are the stats for it. Deal 2342 damage, skill gauge charge amount plus 54.5% for 3 light type allies, highest attack and weak point skill final blow plus 32.8% for 16 seconds. So you can see here at the first part of her slide skill, it actually helps your attacker unit inflict more damage to Altered Davi. And then the last part here, in raids, grant vampirism, recovered 23% HP on attack to 3 allies lowest HP. So essentially her slide skill grants the vampirism, which is the most important part. So if you're fevering, let's say with Cleo or whoever your light attacker is, they will actually be healing even though the death heal is applied onto your attacker unit. The next unit I would suggest placing on your team to survive the death heal and reflect ability is Neptune. Neptune has the ability to heal, and I know there's the death heal effect in play, but her drive skill actually does come into play to help a lot with fever time. As you can see here, she grants a lifelink, converts 50% of damage taken to recovery for 2 allies, lowest HP to a maximum of 5 allies for 20 seconds long. In combo with the vampirism from Light Beam Mona, this will ensure that your attacker survives the entire fever play. The next unit I would suggest incorporating into your team comp is Wandering Opponent here. She actually has a great slide skill, as we can read it now. Grant Barrier absorbs 2184 damage before HP is affected to 3 allies, lowest HP is the priority, and Vampirism recovered 31.2% HP and attack for 22 seconds long. Now this is at rank 6 level 10 skill set, so she might suffer a bit on the lower uncaps, but she's still a recommended unit as her slide skill, even though regardless of uncaps will grant the vampirism effect at a certain percentage. And the last unit I would suggest to place on your team if you guys are still struggling would be Declarative Dana. So let's say you don't have Epona or Light Beam Mona or Neptune, Dana would actually help a ton in the level 40 raid. As we can see, her slide skill does grant barrier, absorbs 2160 damage before HP is affected at rank 7 skills, and defense plus 51.6% to 5 allies priority lowest HP. So the plus 51.6 defense will actually help a ton during fever time, as well as just receiving attacks from the level 40 boss, as well as you do have this barrier that will allow your units to survive longer due to Davi having to break this barrier in order to actually inflict damage on the base health of your units. We also have Dana's drive skill here, which grants plus 30% defense to all allies against enemies' drive skill damage for 15 seconds long. So if you're struggling on autoplay, I would suggest trying to get Dana up to the highest attacker stats so she can actually use her drive skill in autoplay, and that will ensure that you get this plus 30% defense to all allies against the enemy's drive skill. And this is in play for 15 seconds long, so it would help against the Altered Davi's drive skill. Now the two teams that I would personally suggest to run against this level 40 boss on autoplay would be the one here at the top. This is the first one. We have Neptune, Light Beam Mona, Cleopatra, Newbie Mona, as well as Epona. So the Epona and Light Beam Mona are here for the vampirism effect, as well as just applying barrier as Epona can. The second team comp I would suggest for autoplay would be Neptune, Dana, Light Beam Mona, Cleopatra, and Newbie Mona. This comp is suggested due to how Dana's slide skill will apply that barrier effect, as well as increase the defense of all of your allies and her drive skill also increases defense against enemies' drive skill for a set amount of time, as well as in pair with the Light Mimona. As we all know by now, she grants the vampirism effect, which will allow your units, specifically your attacker unit, to receive heals while fevering, even if Davi has her reflect ability up. So obviously the attacker unit can be swapped out. I just have Cleopatra +6, but you can substitute her for a unit such as Hilder here. Hilder is obviously the top attacker for this RAGNA break and in Dark Raids in general as of now. If you do have her at +1, +2 even, she can still be viable because she does inflict more damage than Cleopatra. So if you do have her at level 50 or even evolved to 6-star, I would suggest running her over Cleopatra. There are also other great light attackers such as Basset here. She's a great light attacker for manual play, just as Cleopatra is. We also have Light Frey. He can be used in this raid as well. Now, he isn't top tier by any means, but he still does the job, such as another unit as Mafdet, as she is probably at the bottom amongst the attackers that I would recommend for this raid. But if you do lack light attackers, she will get the job done on autoplay and will allow you to claim all of these rewards and finish the RAGNA break. Alright guys, so with that being said, those are my tips and team comps for surviving the level 40 boss of this current RAGNA break, and I will actually leave you guys with a auto run of my own so you guys can see on how one of these team comps actually does help you with sustainability and survivability in the RAGNA break. So I hope you guys all enjoyed these tips, and feel free to let me know in the comments below if this actually did help you out, as it would mean a ton to know that you guys are benefiting from these informational videos. So thank you all so much for watching, and if you guys did enjoy and haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video as well as comment below and consider subscribing to the channel for more Destiny Child content. So with that being said, I will see you guys